Okay, let's jump in. Um, I want to call the meeting to order. This is the Education and Student Life Committee meeting for April 8th. We're starting here at 1:04 p.m. It's hard to see. Oh, hold on. Okay, we'll get this.
Sorry.
Nope. I'm like the icons are right behind you. Okay, we're good. 1:05.
You go the other side?
It doesn't matter. It's fine. 1:04 p.m. Let's start by doing introductions. I mean, we all kind of know each other, but I'm Neil English. I'm the superintendent.
Randy Zatowski, admin assistant.
Mike.
Lex Meadows, school board member.
Jamie.
Daisha Metzger, school board member.
Thank you.
Eric
Jamie
here, junior
DeRocher.
senior high school principal. I beat you, Jamie.
Jamie DeRocher, Director of Special Education.
David Zukowski, 10th Street Principal.
David Turk, current junior high principal, also Director of Academics and Facilities.
Jen Chaparro, board member and Student Life Committee member.
Bridget Thierry, board member and education committee member.
Wonderful. And we also have Dr. Monroe here who is setting up something in her auditorium, but she'll be back in a second. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. We go into the first hearing of citizens. Seeing no citizens here in person and online, let's move to education and student life update. Why don't you want to just do both at the same time? And then we can have a discussion about it. Let's start with Mr. Hewitt and Dr. Turk.
Okay, let me see which one I can pull up first here. Student activity, we're heading into a really busy part of the year. As we head into April and May, the art club has been really busy. They had a marathon meeting the other day where kids just were cranking on art and getting some stuff ready for the free little art gallery that we have out front. We're approaching the 1-year anniversary of that. They ended up working on 2 hours and they were having so much fun and doing so well that they didn't even realize that they were here for 2 hours. Bible Club continues to meet on Fridays. It's a very large, well-attended group. The French Club participated in the Verona Easter egg hunt that was actually sponsored by the GSA. The French Club helped paint faces and everything. They did that on April 4th. The GSA in that same event raised over $600. Gave parents a few hours off. They had the kids for about 3 hours to hang out with the high school students. They are finalizing their plans for the stress relieving dance at the end of May. In the gifted programs, we've got 5 students heading to the Western Pennsylvania Poetry Slam on the 9th. The BOTS IQ team, which is tomorrow, the BOTS IQ team is competing in state finals on the 10th, and 26 students will be participating in the Western PA English Festival on the 21st of May. Model UN team is going to have their final conference at Westminster on April 14th. And we've got 18 students that qualified for the State National History Day Finals. So another great group we're sending that is the 25th and the 26th at the University of Scranton. The Inclusive Leaders Group is finalizing plans for their Inclusion Festival on April 16th from 6 to 8. They got $1,200 in sponsorships to support the event. There's going to be games, prizes, food, and then the traditional Raider Polar Run where we bring the fire truck in and it's got the hose up high and kids run underneath the water after they run around the building. The proceeds from the festival benefit the Inclusive Bocce Special Olympics team. In addition, they just hosted their first networking event with Plum High School. Both schools participated in a tubing trip to Seven Springs. We had 14 students and 16 Plum students. It was a 60-degree day on that, and it was probably pretty much the last day. Seven Springs was sort of had them in a holding pattern until they could verify that there was enough snow for them to do it. So they did that before break. And looking ahead, they will be partnering with the Key Club to host a junior high blacklight dance later this spring, continuing their efforts to promote inclusion and connection. The Junior High Student Council is, right, the eighth graders are wrapping up their time in the junior high, helping to organize the final town hall and tournament. They are continuing to organize spirit days, including college or Pittsburgh Team Day, Neon and Tie-Dye Day, and of course, Raider Pride Days. Seventh graders moving into leadership roles as they work on spreading information about the Recognizing Raiders program with a bulletin board featuring this year's winners. And they are looking forward to next year with important tasks of choosing the theme and the t-shirt color. As we mentioned, the Key Club's got some things on there, including that Black Line Dance, and also the annual Mess Fest, which is May 20th from 6:30 to 8. It's a fundraiser for the Thirst Project, a nonprofit dedicated to ending the global water crisis by building clean water wells throughout communities that lack access to safe drinking water. PJAS has 16 eligible students heading to the PJAS state competition, Penn State, on May 18th. So they're, further honing their projects, getting ready. Spanish Club is going to host a fundraiser. This is a delicious announcement for everybody. There's going to be a food truck. I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to say with a food truck that's going to be here, but needless to say, it will be like a taco truck. And that's going to be here on April 21st for the boys' baseball game and Youth Day. Proceeds will go towards the next field trip and the club t-shirts. Student Store is hoping to be back in operation again. Our really cool printer that we got earlier this year, something happened to the motherboard and it cascaded through all kinds of difficulties. So we had a guy come in here and spend the entire day working on it, basically replaced the entire guts of the thing, and we're waiting for a new motherboard to come in, and they will be up and running again at the Student Store. Yearbook Club is wrapping up, getting the spring activities in, sports, musical, and finalizing club and winter sports pages and creating the special spreads for those spring events. And nearing the end of the sales campaign, which closes on April 30th. And I got one sports adjacent announcement. The after-school golf simulator program that Mr. Beal ran concluded at the end of the month. We consistently had 8 junior high golfers participate. It was open for students 7 through 12, but numbers dropped off when spring sports started. But Mr. Beal is really excited about the golf team next year. The simulator, I think, got some kids excited about it, and the golf team is on the rise. Education. Okay, so the fourth 9 weeks obviously ended right before break there. We are in the middle of our final continuous improvement plan meetings with the teachers. Observations are completed. The master schedule, we're going to be running that very soon. Counselors will start meeting with individual students to review those schedules, so everyone will know by the end of the year what they have on deck for next year. The PA college and career standards that are state required for graduation activities are complete for the seniors for this year. The mock interviews are completed. We had our third round of the iReady assessments at the end of March, and the 7th and 8th graders are currently, starting today, doing their conferencing today, tomorrow, Friday. We have a wellness fair on the 17th. The State History Day finals, as we already mentioned, are the 24th or the 25th and 26th at Scranton. PSSA's right around the corner. ELA will be from the 21st to the 23rd, math 28th and 29th, science 30th and May 1st. And then once we get into May, as a preview of next month's update, will be the AP testing and the Keystone testing and finals graduation. We have our second junior high community and belonging assembly on April 30th. And we have held several data meetings with Power School to prepare for our move over to the new student information system. And speaking as someone that was here for the last time, I'm very pleased with the amount of time and detail that they're giving us to make sure that it is a smooth transition.
Any questions or comments related to the junior, senior high? One other thing, I'll add one other thing. The junior high programming is currently being highlighted through the AASA. It's a national recognition, and will be in an article, I don't know, pretty soon. We were able to kind of go over the article and proofread that. So that's pretty exciting that Riverview's junior high program will be spotlighted on a national level. So that's kind of a cool thing as well. Ms. Chaparro.
Apologies if I missed this, but are report cards from the last 9 weeks live in the grade book online? Because last I noticed I saw the older kids live, but the like 7th and 8th grade, I didn't see anything listed for like the third 9 weeks yet.
Yeah, they should all be live. I'm perplexed on why.
Like,
I'm guessing
like I
Sebastian,
said,
let me
I
look
haven't
at
checked.
Sebastian's.
I
Yeah, why
haven't
one would
looked
be
the
live
last
and not
couple
the other.
days, but for some reason, like under the grade, when you go to the grades, which I do find that platform confusing. Sometimes I'm like, am I looking at the right area? But it was obvious for the grades for like the older kids, but then on the just 7th and 8th grade, when I go over, you can like pull down, 9 weeks of 1, 2, 3, and there was only options of 1 or 2.
Yeah, let me check Sebastian. They should
So
be.
maybe it is live now, but it just seemed funny that like they weren't all live at the same time.
Agree. I don't even know how that's possible.
I mean, that platform, like I said, leaves much to be desired in terms of usability, but
Amen.
but I often am like in there thinking like, is this the right assignment? Is that the right grade? I don't know what all these codes and letters mean, but
Yep, he's there.
it's live now for third
Third
9
9
weeks.
weeks. Yep.
Okay, for whatever reason, there must have been some lag
Isabel's was
between
up
them.
and
Yeah, I saw
Sebastian's
one,
wasn't.
but not the other. Yeah, I saw like the third 9 weeks post, but then not.
Yes, you might want to check those again because if you looked at it before break, that wouldn't have been. We didn't run those until Tuesday morning.
I feel like I looked. Yeah, I don't know when I would say what day
Okay.
I looked, but anywho, it was just funny that I thought I looked on Monday, but it was just weird that I didn't see both.
Yep, good to go.
But I wanted to be sure that they were all in there in case anybody else saw the same.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions for Mr. Hewitt and Dr. Turk?
Yeah, I was wondering, I'm glad to hear that the power school transition is coming along well. Um, I didn't know we had a golf program for the middle school kids. So that was also really great to hear. I remember at one of our board meetings, we were talking about the transition or the addition of um, students being able to have college credits in school and earn them at the school. Is there any updates for that also?
Yep,
Thanks.
yeah, there's really no change. It will happen next year. So any of those AP classes, students at the beginning of the year will have the option to sign up through Seton Hill for those credits.
Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yep. So yep, everything's on track for that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely. Excited
A
about
nice
that.
addition, nice addition,
We're
for
excited.
sure. Okay, anyone else for the junior, senior high school administration? Okay, let's move to Mr. Rochers. Would you like to give a overview or anything on special ed? No report at this time?
No.
Okay, good. I see you there, and just in case you wanted to update. I know that in the spring, we're typically doing, IEPs to kind of wrap up the year and move into programming for next year. Okay, Dr. Z.
Okay, let's start with education. This is for both Werner and 10th Street. Both schools had the Pittsburgh CLO come and do their production of Young Washington that highlighted George Washington's sort of early leadership and how it connected with the Pittsburgh region. So this year, because of our numbers, we had to do that in each individual school. And that's probably the best, most well-received assembly that Dr. Monroe and I do each year. Our elementary students currently this week are doing the iReady diagnostic. That's the third and final one. We are hopeful of good results for that. One of the things that iReady has done this year is it will show us within, I guess, a certain percentage of what a good prediction of what the kids will get on the PSSA after this third one. So that's sort of a new thing that we're looking forward to seeing those results. But that's it for education as far as the elementaries go. I could jump to my student life. Okay. Let's see, we began the month with our annual sixth grade car races. Those of you that have had a sixth grader, you've participated in that. Lexi, the therapy dog, came on the 11th. I met with our kindness crew. That's a bunch of sixth graders that work with our PBIS efforts, and they focus on kindness, inclusion, and leadership. We have our severe weather drill this month. PTO had our family bingo night, 250 people in our cafeteria, so it was packed, and lots of great prizes. The kindergarten moved up their program, their annual program, where they do a lot of songs and they highlight what they want to be when they grow up. That was held on the 26th of March. Then we had our spring picture day, our bus evacuation on the 31st. But also on the 31st, we had our first ever egg drop event. The fifth graders had to create a contraption, if you will, to keep this egg safe, and they dropped it off the roof. And we had many eggs that stayed intact, so that's a good thing. So we maybe have some engineers in our future, which are pretty cool. Let's see what else. Our Swiss program, we have 2 raffles every week for kids that when they get tickets, instead of doing our 200 club board, where there's 2 opportunities to win the prize, if you will, everything from lunch to this week they can earn an extra recess for their class and popsicles. So it's sort of like popsicles on the playground again. But those have been very popular with the kids. Coming up next week is our spring book fair, and next Thursday is our art show from 6 to 7:30, and all are welcome to come.
Wonderful. Any questions, comments for Dr. Z and 10th Street Elementary? Lots going on.
Dr. Z, I was wondering, is there a video of the egg drop? I didn't know that you guys were doing that at 10th Street.
Let me check on that. There might be.
Yeah, that would be really
Yeah,
nice.
let me check on that.
Thanks.
Yep.
There is a social media post for the egg drop. So there's a bunch of pics from that. I don't know if there was ever a video sent to me, but I do know
I'll
there.
ask Miss Henry, see if she took one.
Yeah, we could always post that as well.
Mhm.
Any other questions for Dr. Z? Listen, we're in the busiest part of the year, everybody, so it's April and May are mayhem. I mean, Mr. Smales knows a lot about this. But it's a really busy time. We have teachers kind of finishing up their continuous improvement plans, so their goals for the year. Observations are closing up. We have 1 million end of the year activities for kids where we're tying up loose ends. We have testing in the spring, so it is a full sprint to the finish line. And before we know, we'll be handing out diplomas on June 5th. That's what it is, Mr. Hewitt, I think, the 5th. Anyway. But it's all hands on deck. June 4th, sorry. Okay, Dr. Monroe.
Hi. On Saturday, March 28th, PTO held their special persons glow party dance. Always a well-attended event. This was their second one, so everyone had a great time. Back in October, which is Fire Prevention Month, the Verona Fire Department came. They did a presentation for all the students, but they had an essay contest open to students, grades 5 through 7. So we had some students participate. The topic was charge into fire safety lithium-ion batteries in your home. So our 5th and 6th graders participated with the assistance of Mr. Connie. 21 of them, 4 sixth graders and 4 fifth graders, were the winners of our local essay contest. They were recognized at a ceremony at the Verona Fire Department with certificates from the chief, Dan Teehee, and the mayor, David Recupero. And then 6th grade winners were Olivia Kelly, Adelaide Williamson, and Mila Jablonski, and Emmanuel Adarimi were honorable mention. And then 5th grade winners were Peter Murphy, Waylon Hoover, and Jackson Duncan, and honorable mention Dominic Trathowen. And then they got sent to a regional, and we actually had 2 fifth graders got honorable mention, Jackson Duncan and Peter Murphy, at the Western Pennsylvania Firemen's Association. They had a big banquet on the 21st in Apollo. So that was really nice. We had some students get recognized for that. And then also my 5th and 6th graders, they've been busy, got published. So they had to write, I think it was back in October, these scary stories. And Mr. Connie submitted them in this national writing contest, and we had a bunch of kids get picked, and they were able to order copies of the book. It's young writers for schools in the US and UK. It was called the Spook Squad Darkness Falls Creative Writing Contest, required students to write scary, creepy 100-word mini sagas. If they were chosen, they'd be published in the book, and we had 16 Verner students that got picked to be published. So it was pretty exciting. The books just came in last week. So they were excited to see their names and stories in print.
Bike event?
Yes,
Quick question, the PTO for that dance that they had,
yes.
do you have any update on how the fundraising went down at the local business?
I do not. We haven't had a PTO meeting, so I can
It
find
was
out.
nicely promoted, so I was just curious I was out of town that weekend, so I didn't stop in to see. I was just
Yeah, it was
curious if
like
they had a good turnout.
the Friday before, I think, right? They were having
I think it was
something,
the Saturday, the day of, because
or the day of.
they could make little corsages for the event.
Yeah, I did not hear anything. We haven't had our meeting, so
Okay.
I'll find out.
And maybe you could just give a brief overview of the bike event as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I had that separate. I totally forgot about that. That was last week. Was approached to accept a grant for to put into the PE curriculum for all kindergartners to learn how to ride a bike. And the Bayer was the purchasing sponsor. The name of the company is All Kids Bike. They're out of North Dakota. And our local Bayer over at RDIC, I always mess that up. RDIC, RD, whatever, Park, paid for everything and put them all together for us. Thank you, mechanical engineers. So we got 2 racks that they're like Strider bikes. They don't have the pedals on them, and then you can add the pedals later. So we had an event. The people from North Dakota came out. Oliver was here. The racks hold everything. They're on wheels. So each rack holds 12 of the Strider bikes, and we got a teacher bike and the curriculum and helmets. And the pedal things that you do at the very end. So it was great. The kids were so excited. They were so good because they had no idea. We kind of hid the bikes with the parachute. And then when we took the parachute off, they were like, now I think as some were disappointed, I think they thought they were going to get to take these bikes home. So that might be the next thing, is to try to maybe see if I can hook up with someone to get funding to buy every kindergartner a bike if they graduate from the program or something like that. But they're really excited. And I had checked with Coach K before he took leave to make sure he was okay with it. He's like, yeah. So but now Miss Camp Zero has to do it. But she was excited too. She was a trooper. She put on her helmet, and all the kids got to like ride it once around, and then she'll start the program with them. And
That's so fun.
it is. It was
Just
pretty
introduces
exciting.
them to something different, and I say if they don't have that opportunity.
Well, and especially, I mean, you know, we're walking. We have the bike rack for the older kids, so it's nice that it's a skill, right? It's a good skill to have, especially in a community like ours. So I think it was pretty exciting.
That's super cool.
And you all will see some pics and like a social media post for that. We're waiting for, I think her name was Nicole,
Yeah, she's
to
supposed
send
to.
us like a blurb, like she has like a blurb that like a press release document. So we're kind of just waiting for that. So but yeah, it was very cool, very cool.
Any questions for Dr. Monroe? Like Dr. Z said, the education parts are the same for both buildings. And I know there's some end of the year things probably coming up for you as well, Dr. Monroe, in terms of, graduation, sixth grade, and all sorts of end of the year things coming up as well. Any questions for Dr. Monroe? Okay, let me pull this up here. We have our second hearing of citizens. Any citizens like to speak? No. Okay, our next meeting for Education Student Life, our next public meeting is scheduled for October 7th, 2026. And as always, that's going to be both in person here in central office and virtual on Microsoft Teams. I want to add one other thing. We had that ad hoc committee meeting for recognizing students at board meetings. And we came up with a pretty good solution. We're going to do a couple things. The first is we're going to have elementary students do the Pledge of Allegiance. And we are working with Mike McConnell's group to order some shirts and have some shirts on hand to give to students if they are chosen to lead the pledge. Mr. Carter is also going to make sure that there are in-person students at the meetings for his student life updates so that those parents are coming to the meetings and being recognized in person. Third prong of that.
Do you mean athletics?
Yes, athletics for athletics.
Oh, okay. You said student life. I was like, wait,
sorry.
confused. That's okay.
Athletics. Third prong of that is each building, we try to schedule meetings sort of in between. And there actually weren't a ton of meetings in between all already scheduled presentations. So we picked a few months. Each building is going to have a board meeting, a study session to highlight students and bring them to the meeting and showcase student accolades at the meeting. I think those meetings were October, January, and maybe April, I believe, are those 3 months. We already sent out calendar reminders to the principals, so it's on everybody's calendar, and those changes are set to occur at the start of the 26-27 school year. So next school year, all of those changes are going to occur. So got a lot done in that ad hoc committee meeting, and I wanted to commend the board members that were part of that and the administration that were part of that planning and those changes. So lots of good things to come in terms of board meetings. Okay, anything else for the greater good, teammates? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, hey, board members, thanks for carving out space during the day. I know that's not always easy for you, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. And we'll get prepared here. We have a 2 o'clock policy meeting. So some of your colleagues will be here at 2 and we'll be going over the 800s. So thank you for your attendance. Have a great day. And we appreciate your participation in student life and education. Administrators, thanks for all you do. I know it's a busy time of the year and we probably don't say it enough, but thank you for all that you do to support students, especially in the busy months of April and May and the beginning of June. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See you
guys.
guys.
See you guys. Take care.
Thanks.